Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this series we're going to be going over the sun signs, okay? The sun in the signs. And in this episode we're going to be talking about the seventh sign, which is Libra, okay? So having your sun in Libra. And before we get into that, you guys know I have to remind you, if you want to book a reading with me, you certainly can. All you have to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And we could go forward with that. I do birth natal chart readings as well as tarot and combined. So definitely email me and we can set something up. All right, so getting back into sun in Libra. Okay, sun in Libra. So if you were born between September 23rd and October 22nd, you, my friend, are a sun Libra, okay? Happy early birthday to sun Libras. Okay, and the first thing I want to say about sun Libras is, of course, the season, okay? The sun season of Libra, okay? Libra season happens during the initiation of fall, okay? This is when fall is starting. And this has a lot to do with Libra energy because Libras are very initiative, communicatively, when it comes to communication. But we'll get more into that. But also what I want to talk about in terms of Libra season is this is a time of fall, okay? This is actually a very beautiful time. And it's a very purifying time because the weather is cooler and you're starting to see the trees turn different colors like orange, you know, that beautiful fall weather. You know, the temperature is nice and breezy. You want to dress up more and more, you know, more pieces in your outfit. So fashion becomes more of a thing during fall season. Fall season's also cuffing season, okay? Libras and relationships, okay? So the energy of beauty is very present during fall season, okay? Very beautiful season. Like I said, the trees are like orange and everything's beautiful. The temperature's nice and breezy. It's relaxed. You know, people are dressing up more, so it's fashion. It's beautiful. It's cuffing season. Very Libra energy, okay? And what I also want to talk about with Libra is because this is the initiating season, meaning it's starting off fall season, this is going to represent Libra energy, okay? Sun Libras are very communicative. They're the people to start conversations, okay? Start connections, start relationships. And with Sun and Libras, these people are very communicative, very friendly, very a people's type of person. These people are very great socially. They communicate well. They connect well with people. They're very pleasant to be around. Sun and Libra is a very social sign, very extroverted, very pleasant to be around these people. They're just very nice and polite, and they just make you feel comfortable because they can initiate conversation and initiate connections and relationships. So Sun and Libras are very social, very pleasant to be around, very nice, very communicative, and they initiate relationships, and it's a big part of the personality of this sign. Also, with Sun and Libras, these people have a beautiful presentation, like a beautiful image, okay? Sun deals with how we express ourselves, so it represents our image, okay? The energy we reflect, what we want to show to people. So a lot of times you can associate your sun sign with how you dress, how you look, how you act. And when it comes to Sun in Libra, this placement puts a lot of energy into their presentation. So Sun and Libras, they're very beautiful, okay? Either they look very beautiful. A lot of Sun and Libras have very beautiful looks, very symmetrical looking. Like Libra is the sign of balance and symmetry. So these people could like visually look good, but even more than that, because the sun doesn't always represent how you look. That's more like the rising, but it can spill into the sun. But even like the way they dress, like Sun and Libras, they're so into fashion, beautiful dressers. And to me, Libra is one of the best dressers in my opinion, because not only are they creative with their dressing, but they're also very balanced with it. They know how to put the right things together. It's always the right look when it comes to Sun and Libras because they're so balanced and so beautiful. So yeah, Sun in Libra is like their image. These are people who know how to dress. These are people who look good. These are people who are beautiful. These are people who are very attractive. They just have such a beautiful presentation. In even if they don't consider themselves beautiful looking, the way that they present themselves, the way they dress, the way that they're gonna smell, the way that they operate and present themselves and behave, it's very beautiful. You know, it's the sign of beauty. So very beautiful image when it comes to Sun and Libras. And it's a big part of their egos too, believe it or not. They're a very humble sign, but they want to express beauty. They want to show off their beauty. They want to represent beauty. So it is a part of their ego and their personalities to be beautiful and to present that to the world. Also, with Sun and Libras, these people are very diplomatic. They're very diplomatic and very balanced. Libra is the sign of balance, you know, the scales. And when you look at the justice system, it actually is represented by the scales as well too. So when it comes to Sun and Libras, they're very much about what is fair, what is equal, what is balance, you know, what is justice, what is right. And they're going to be very much about that. They're going to want things to be fair. They're going to want things to be equal. Okay, they don't like selfishness. And when they're around people, they like to bring out a very balanced energy. You know, that's what makes things nice and pleasant, is when things are balanced and nice, you know, things aren't crooked and off. So they're very diplomatic. You know, they like to mediate, to help problems, to balance them out, you know, when things are not balanced at all and people are looking at their side and someone's looking at their side. Libra is able to kind of put the two sides together and balance them out and look at each person's issue and each side of any issue. Very diplomatic, very balanced, very much about justice and what's right and what's fair. And they're going to be really big on equality. Okay, so definitely a big thing with Sun and Libras. And again, this is why they're so pleasant to be around, because they're so fair, they're so nice, they're so diplomatic. It brings such a nice calming, easing, and an energy that could, you know, create peace. Also with Sun and Libras, this placement is very relationship orientated. Libra is a relationship sign. They love making connections, relationships with people. And the Sun, this is going to be their personality. So Sun and Libras can even be known for their relationships. Like, you know, the Sun and Libra person for the relationship that they're in. Like, that's almost like their image, their relationship. But with the Sun being your ego and being in Libra, relationships is your ego. It is your identity in a form. And a lot of the relationships that Libras can make can really form their identity. Okay, so a lot of people know you for the relationships that you're in, you know. So but even more than that, relationships is just a big thing with Sun and Libra. They love relationships in many different ways: friendships, romantic, business. Very big when it comes to relationship sign, very relationship orientated. They love making connections and friends and people that could be their partners, okay? And any level too, not just romantic, friends, business, and all those types of levels. Definitely very relationship orientated. And it makes them very popular too. Again, very social sign. So a big part of their identity is going to be relationships. And again, speaking about relationships, Sun and Libra is very romantic, okay? This placement is a very romantic placement too. Sun, again, is how we express ourselves. It's our spirit, our energy of leisure and fun. And this being in the sign of Libra, which is the sign of love, these people are very romantic. Like, they love being in like romantic relationships. These are people who are gonna love dating. Okay, Sun Libras love dating, love meeting new people, love getting into like, you know, relationship situations. Just love, you know. Sun and Libra loves, you know. So love and relationships and romance and dating, all these things are very big things for Sun and Libra. It's like, this is fun to them. This is what is dating. This is what is considered fun to them. This is what they're all about. Love, relationships, they're all about that. Their relationships could be everything to them. Their romantic partners could be everything to them. It could even be a part of their identity, like I said. And, you know, you do have to be careful with this, Sun and Libras, because while you guys do love relationships, you guys could have an issue with codependency. Okay, so because your Sun's in Libra, your Sun deals with your identity, and you identify with relationships, you can identify them so strongly that it becomes codependency. Okay, so on one hand, you are very romantic, very social, it's beautiful, it's lovely. But on the second hand, you can become very connected to your partners, codependent with your partners. Like you just always have to be in a relationship, Sun and Libras. Like you can't be single. You always got to be with someone. And that can cause issues because everyone isn't good for you. And Sun and Libras can tolerate bad relationships because of their egos, you know. They love being in a relationship so much. It's so much a part of their identity that they're not willing to let go when things are toxic, when things truly don't work. You know, this could be a placement that keeps a relationship just to keep a relationship, just because you have it. It's so much a part of your identity. You've had, or you've been in a relationship for a long time, or you just want to be anything but single. So, you know, again, like your sun sign is like your spirit. And when your sun sign represents what gives you energy. So a lot of times it's like the relationships and being with someone is what gives you energy and what makes you feel light, you know, what lights you up. So when you're not in a relationship, you don't feel that way, and you might try to avoid that, and you have to be careful because, again, like I said, that can cause major codependency issues. So be careful, Sun Libras, with the codependency issues, getting to bad relationships, keeping relationships just to be in a relationship, over identifying with relationships, okay? Also, with Sun and Libra, this is a very artistic and creative placement. Okay, Libra is actually ruled by Venus, okay? Libra deals with the arts, music, creativity, okay? And being in Sun is... Sun represents performance, you know, how we express ourselves. The sun is very creative, okay, and within itself. So when you put Libra and Sun together, this is a very creative expression. Strong, like Sun and Libras, they can easily be very artistic. Like even my sister, she's a Libra, and she's so good at painting, so good at drawing, so good with fashion. I mean, those things come to her very naturally. And I've noticed this, a lot of Sun Libras are very artistic, very naturally artistic. It could be in the beauty industry, makeup. It could be drawing, painting, arts and crafts. It could be music, instruments. Music is a big thing. It could be photography, any type of artistic expression, fashion. Sun and Libras can definitely do it. This is a very good placement for creative expression. Okay, acting, dancing, singing, whatever it is, whatever type of artistic it is, artistic expression is very important for this. So don't be surprised if Sun and Libras has some artistic talent. These people are very creative. Sun and Libras, a lot of them do need a creative outlet, okay? Like it doesn't matter whether it be music, again, music, fashion, whatever. They need some type of creative outlet because your sun sign is like an outlet. It's about the energy you release and express. So your sun sign is going to represent what you need to release and express. And when Libra, it's going to be art. It's going to be creative. It's going to be beauty. It's going to be those types of stuff. Also with Sun and Libras, which I feel like they get underestimated for this a lot. But Sun Libras are very smart, very intelligent. Libra is a very mental sign. Because it's so creative and artistic and romantic, people forget about the mental, intellectual side of Libra. And Libras are very much that. Libras are very mental and very balanced. Okay, so it's very much like, kind of like putting formulas together. 1 + 1 = 2. You know, 5 + 4 = 9. You have this much, it balances out to this. Like, they're very mental, logical, and balanced in that way. It's an air sign. So, you know, being that it's in Sun, you're expressing this. So a lot of Sun Libras naturally express their intelligence. You know, you're going to know they're smart because of the way they speak and the things that they say. They're very great communicators, very intelligent communicators, very smart, very good with words. Very balanced communicators, know how to solve things logically and balance them. It's a very logical sign, you know, very good. You know, you can be good in mathematics, all because you understand balance, give and take, you understand that. So Libra's a very mental sign, and being in Sun, you're going to express that a lot. So these people are very smart, very smart, very intelligent, very good with the mind, very good at solving things logically and balancing them, very much like math. That's why they're very logical. So don't underestimate the logic and the intelligence of Sun and Libras. Yes, they come off very nice and almost kind of like innocent, but the reason why they're so good at being nice and pleasant is because they're so smart and balanced. It takes intelligence and even logic to be balanced. It's all a scales, which all deals with mathematics. So do not underestimate the logical side of Sun and Libras. They're very smart. Also, with Sun and Libras, Libra energy hates confrontation, okay? So Sun and Libras, they're constantly expressing positive energy, and they can really hate negative energy. They can hate things that are unbalanced, arguments, things that just aren't together in union, when things are at odds with each other, confrontation, okay, anger. Sun Libras can really shy away from that. Always wanting to keep the peace, always wanting things to be nice and pleasant. And this can cause issues because they avoid confrontation. Okay, they avoid confrontation. They don't like confrontation. And this could be negative because then, Sun and Libras, they can get payback in a very subliminal way or indirect way. Okay, so because they can't confront the issue head on, they find the balance because they're all about justice. They got to find their justice. They find it in a very indirect way. It can come off a little bit fake and phony because it's not direct. Okay, it's a bit sneaky and calculated. So be careful with that, Sun and Libras, because they do hate confrontation. Confrontation is needed a lot to solve issues and to direct the core of an issue or a problem. And when you can't do that because you hate confrontation, again, you go about it the indirect way, and that can come off very sneaky or phony or fake, or manipulative. So be careful with that because, yes, Sun and Libras hate confrontation, so they bring out a lot of positive and nice energy, which is amazing. But because they're not able to handle confrontation, it makes them go about it in a very indirect way, and that could look very just shady. Now, when it comes to sexuality, because our sun sign represents our sexual energy and how we perform it, okay, how we express our sexual energy for fun, for leisure, to boost our egos, it's the sex in the form of pleasure and fun. And when it comes to Libra, sexuality is very romantic, okay? Very, very romantic. When you think about dating and romance and relationships, they all associate with sex. It's kind of like all the things you do before sex. You date, you talk, you get along with each other, you throw ideas and kind of share ideas with each other and see how you guys balance out. Like, it's kind of like all the foreplay before, sex. So when it comes to Libras, they like to date a lot. Like sexually, they're into all the foreplay. They're into all the things you do before. So the kissing, the dating, the talking, all the stuff that kind of steams you up to get to that point of intimacy. That's Libra sexuality. Libra sexuality is very much like a tease, like almost getting into the actual sex, but not yet. It's the foreplay. It's everything that happens before. And that could be physical, that could be kissing, that could be making out. But the whole point is that Libra's a very mental sign, so they address sexuality in a very mental way, and it's all about, again, the thoughts, the ideas, the talking, the dating, the little things that we do before, the mental stimulation to get our minds into the vibe and the mentality of like connecting with each other. Like Libras are very much about foreplay, sexual foreplay. It's a very big thing when it comes to this placement. This placement with Sun and Libras, their sexuality isn't about just getting straight to it. That's like Sun and Aries, them fire signs. They like to get straight into it. Libra is actually the opposite of Aries. So like in Sun and Aries, I was very hypersexual and just wanted to go at it. Sun in Libra is like, let's go on a date first. Let's steam things up. Let's get to know each other. Let's talk. Let's look cute. Let's smell good. So that we can kind of get each other excited about each other. It's about all the things that happened before. It's how you attract someone. If you're dealing with a Sun in Libra, depends on their chart, because you could be a Sun in Libra and your Mars is in Aries. Maybe you're completely different. But Sun in Libra, definitely just that position. If you isolate that position, it's definitely, you need to do foreplay. You're not going to just get in bed with these people. This is a type of position where there needs to be something done romantically. You need some mental stimulation to arouse this person. You got to do romantic stuff. You got to take this person out on a date. You guys got to go on dates. You guys got to get romantic. So sexuality for Sun in Libras is very romantic, very much about the mental stimulation. Also, when we talk about our sun signs, we also will be talking about our father figures and our masculine figures, okay? Because the sun represents the father, okay? Like the moon would represent the mother of a family unit. The sun will represent the father. And even beyond that, it just represents the masculine energy, the masculine role model in your life. So it could have been your mother, because some people don't have fathers in their home. So your mother was the masculine and the feminine kind of like parent, played both parts, Or it could be your uncles, or it could be someone you watched on TV, It could be many different role models, but it's the sun, so it represents that father masculine energy. And when it's in Libra, your masculine role model or your father figure could have been very diplomatic, very nice, very sweet, very balanced, very much about fairness and equality. They could have been very artistic, okay? They could have been handsome or beautiful, whatever it is. Definitely with Sun in Libra, and the way your father or your masculine figure, the way it influences you is that everything has to be fair, everything has to be balanced. That fairness and equality is important, okay? And that people should be treated fairly, okay? It's a very nice sign as a father figure role, because Libra is a very positive sign, but just because your sun's in Libra doesn't mean you had a positive, masculine figure. It can be negative too. So with Sun in Libras, it can manifest as a father figure who was phony. Okay, so maybe like when it came to like social activities, like the family having to come out, like everything was about being nice, but behind closed doors, everything isn't nice, but it was just the image that was always being projected so that everyone can see. So that could have been a big thing with Sun in Libras, like, having a father figure who prioritized their image, and seeming nice, presenting the family very well and beautifully and nice on the outside, but none of that being the reality on the inside. That could be, the superficialness that comes with Libra energy. So definitely a big thing, but when it comes to your father, masculine figures, definitely balance fairness. It could have been artistic, your father figure or your masculine figure, whoever you looked up to as a role model, could have had a very artistic influence on you as well too, whether it be music or any type of artistic creative expression, beauty, niceness, fairness, all of that. So a very kind of feminine, masculine influence. But definitely a nice, beautiful, pleasant one, So, yes, that definitely is a manifestation when it comes to Sun in Libra. So, yes, that is Sun in Libra. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is a very beautiful placement. These people are very beautiful, very creative, very artistic, very nice, and just like so pleasing to see. You guys always dress well. You guys always look good. Sun Libras look good. They dress well. They're just so nicely presentable. Very beautiful. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say that, but even more than that, they're also very smart and intelligent. Sun and Libra is such a bright placement. It's just bright. It's beautiful. some people say actually that Libra's at fall in this position. I'm going to make a video about how this, I don't believe that at all. I think Sun actually does very well in Libra. And a lot of people like to make notes about how it doesn't, and definitely want to fix that up. But yes, this is Sun in Libra. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, you could book a reading with me. I do astro readings as well as tarot. All you got to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And I'll definitely book something with you and we can go forward with that. So I'll check you guys out on the next video. Thanks for watching.